Welcome from Matrix Automotive Finishes. Today's video tech sheet series will focus on MSV25, a low VOC quick cure clear coat that is designed for 1 or 2 panel jobs when a quick delivery is important. It's an easy to apply application and will assure compliance even in areas with 2.1 VOC requirements. The MSV25 clear coat is mixed 4:1 with the MHV25 activator. We're going to use this on a spot repair today, so this panel has already been primed with the surfacer and is ready for preparation for top coat. Here we go. For dry sanding, use P320 or P400. If you want a wet sand, use P600 to P800. In any event, clean the panel of additional sanding residue prior to preparing the area for blend. This is very important. When prepping the panel beyond the actual repair area, use a scuff pad and cleanser or a panel prep compound. Be sure to abrade the surface thoroughly around all the edges, stile lines, and crevices. Don't let any of the surface dry as you go, as any residue may be visible when the color is applied. When you're finished with an area, be sure to rinse with clean water and dry before proceeding. Make sure the preparation is even all the way from where there's going to be only clear coat into the repair area. And here we see there's a couple of rub-throughs that come down to existing finishes or maybe bare metal. It's a good time to consider the Quick Fix Aerosol Self-Etching Primer. It's available from Matrix and perfect for these kind of spots. Shake it up, put it on. It'll prevent you from having to paint over bare metal or possibly sensitive substrates, and it only takes a minute. A couple of minutes to dry, scuff it, and you're ready to clean for top coat. We're going to be cleaning with Matrix MXW 9001 Waterborne Degreaser. It's low enough VOC to be compliant coast to coast. And you want to use a good quality paper towel, and you want to really saturate the paper towel wiping it on. It'll remove contamination and dislodge them from the surface. You also want to have ready a clean dry towel to dry the surface. Wet it up really well. Make sure and get all the nooks and crannies because you'll get sanding dust and free any contamination on the surface. Make sure and wipe it with a good clean towel. Turn the towel off and then you'll dry it up in no time. Make sure and get in all the little nooks and crannies and stile lines, and you'll have a good clean surface to paint on. On this panel we're shooting MPB LV, the 3.5 base coat option from Matrix. It's mixed 1:1 with the MBR 300 reducer for this repair, and you can see we just apply a single flowing coat and gently flare the wrist to achieve the blend. You can see the gentle transition here. For the second coat we use the same technique, just a single flowing coat with a gentle transition by a flare of the wrist. We're not getting too far, changing the pressure, putting any additives in the material to do this. As the camera zooms in, you can see that it's a wetted coat. It's not dry sprayed because we don't want it to be dry and get extra texture on it, but rather wet it out so the solvent can do the work. As you look up into the transition area, you can see that the droplets are actually wet, but they're stable. About halfway through the flash time, you can see that wetted area is blending into the area where there's only going to be clear coat and making it very smooth. This results in almost no overspray or dry dusty texture on the surface, as you can see from the minimal red overspray on this tack rag. Mixing it 4:1 with this activator, MHV25, will give you a pretty fast clear. You want to adjust the fan so that it'll wet out easily. And this particular gun, it's more than about 2 inches, but no more than about 6, right in this area. Apply one single flowing coat for your first coat. If you keep your gun square and keep the overlap good, you'll be able to wet it up on the first coat, and without really trying, it'll form a nice flowing coat. You can see without a lot of effort, just applying a single flowing coat, the surface is wetted out and now the material is flashing on its own. About 1 to 3 minutes is average flash time between coats. The second coat is applied in the same manner. A nice flowing coat with a little more attention paid to overlap, distance, and final appearance, as this will be your last coat. If you maintain a good, even direction, good distance, and good overlap, you'll be able to wet the surface without having to overpile the material. Depending on your spray conditions and the weather and your application technique, you might be able to pull it out in as little as 10 or 15 minutes. You can buff on it lightly within a couple of hours and deliver a beautiful, compliant, brilliant paint job with MSV 25 from Matrix Automotive Finishes. Visit matrixsystem.com for complete information on MSV 25 Clear Coat. There you'll find technical data sheets, MSDS, and can even find a distributor in your area. Thank you very much for viewing.